Hi guys, Rafael Marcolino here and welcome to Sapiens every week with a new drum lesson for you. Today we're going to talk about how to apply double strokes in your groove. It's a very simple idea that I'm going to show here to put double strokes to create a different texture in some specific moments of the groove. I'm going to show the same application in two different groove examples. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow Sapiens on Instagram, to like the Facebook page. And if you want to receive the transcriptions of those exercises I show here in the lesson, go to subscribe.drummosapiens.com. But now to our first groove example, we're gonna play basically a straight groove, playing the hi-hat on 8th notes and the backbeat on beats 2 and 4, but we're gonna put some double strokes playing 32nd notes on the end of 2. So we're gonna start playing our groove with 2 kick drum notes played together with the hi-hat on beat 1 and the end of 1, and then we're gonna play the backbeat on beat 2 together with the hi-hat, but on the end of 2, we're gonna play 32nd notes, 4 32nd notes that fits exactly on this half of the beat. And we're gonna play those 4 32nd notes with double strokes, starting with our right hand on the hi-hat. But after those 2 double strokes on 32nd notes, we're gonna go back to the 8th notes, playing the kick drum together with the hi-hat on beat 3. We're gonna place a snare between beat 3 and the end of 3, and we're gonna place a kick drum between the end of 3 and beat 4. Then we're gonna play the backbeat on beat 4 together with the hi-hat, and a single hi-hat on the end of 4. I know this explanation sounds really hard, and maybe you're gonna have a hard time understanding the transcription at first, but I'm gonna play it really slowly for you to understand exactly what I'm talking about. So that's our groove, and that's our double stroke application to this groove. And we can create different textures and different versions of this groove by just changing the orchestration of those double strokes. So now we're gonna play exactly the same thing, exactly the same groove, but we're gonna place those double strokes on the snare drum instead of the hi-hat. Check it out. And another very simple but effective way to create a different feel using those double strokes in this groove is to keep your right hand playing all the time on the hi-hat and keep your left hand playing all the time on the snare drum. Check out how this sounds. And you can start experimenting with other cymbals, with other pieces of the kit. You can try to play on the right cymbal and play those double strokes on the right cymbal, or with your left hand on the hi-hat, or with your left hand on the snare drum. You can create many different ways to play those double strokes, to play exactly the same groove but in different ways. So now I'm gonna play this groove in a faster tempo for you to listen how it sounds, and I'm gonna play all those different variations and some ride cymbal variations for you to listen to. Okay, now getting to our second groove example. This one is a lot harder and it's a lot more chaotic because we're gonna bring those double strokes. It's the same application, the idea is the same. We're gonna play 4 32nd notes using our double strokes, but now we're gonna place that in the middle of beat 1. So we're gonna think our first beat as playing 16th notes, alternating our hands, but on the second and on the third note, that would be a hit with our left hand and a hit with the right hand. We're gonna play those double strokes there. So we're gonna start by playing the one on the hi-hat together with the kick drum, and we're going to start our double stroke with our left hand on what would be the second 16th note of beat 1. So we're going to play 2 notes with our left hand, 2 notes with the right hand, and the fourth 16th note of beat 1, we're gonna play a snare hit with our left hand. So the beginning of this groove is really chaotic and it's really hard. Then we're gonna play a single hi-hat on beat 2, and we're gonna play the backbeat on the end of 2. We're displacing this first backbeat. So that makes this groove a lot harder. The beginning of this groove is really messy. But the rest of the groove is kind of simple. We're gonna play the hi-hat alone on beat 3. We're gonna place a snare hit between beat 3 and the end of 3. We're gonna put a kick drum on the end of 3 and the backbeat on 4. I know this sounds really complex. I know the transcription can be hard at a first glimpse, but check it out. I'm gonna play it slowly again, and I'm sure you're gonna understand it. And the idea here is pretty much the same. You can change the orchestration on that double stroke to create a different texture to the groove. So now instead of playing the double stroke only on the hi-hat, we're gonna bring our left hand to the snare drum, but we're gonna keep our right hand on the hi-hat. Check it out. And we can also put all those double strokes on the snare drum. And in this case, it gets really cool because we're gonna play that sequence of double strokes and then we're gonna accent the snare with our left hand, displaced to the fourth 16th note of beat 1. That sounds really cool. Check it out. And as I did before, now I'm gonna play everything in a faster tempo for you to listen how you can create different variations of the groove and how it sounds playing faster. This is a very simple way to apply double strokes to your grooves. The grooves I actually used here as examples are not that simple, but you can use this idea in any groove you want. So you can try it in simple grooves, you can try it in other subdivisions. This is just an idea for you to apply in your own grooves or maybe in the middle of your fills. I just want you to try to use double strokes in a different way. I hope this idea is useful for you, so don't forget to like the video, to subscribe to the YouTube channel, to follow Drummo Sapiens on Instagram, to like the Facebook page, and don't forget that if you want to receive PDF files containing transcriptions of these exercises every week, go to subscribe.drummosapiens.com. I see you next week.